Getting ready to go. What? Getting ready to go. I said, getting ready to go. What in the world are you talking about?
It's not an accident that lots and lots of bars and restaurants hire particularly attractive people to work behind the bar or to serve tables because it encourages customers to come in. It encourages them to spend money and to spend time. And normally at a business, that's what you want. You want people to spend money and time in your business. In my business, spending time isn't quite so important as spending money because this isn't a loitering kind of a place. You know, you come, you get what you want, you leave. Fine. I've acquired a new stalker. Okay, now here's the thing. I want to know, am I a prostitute? Because, you know, like if you hire a busty woman to work behind the counter of your bar to serve the punters beers and whatever, a lot of the punters will come in just because they like to look at the woman and talk to the woman. That's normal. That's how pubs have been working for hundreds of years. Now, in my business, if someone fancies one of my members of staff, or me, I don't discourage those customers from coming in as long as they're spending money and not just, you know, loitering, wasting time trying to flirt. Well, when I acquire a stalker, it becomes a bit tricky because in my situation, what I mean by a stalker is I get customers who blatantly fancy me, who come in for one piercing after another piercing after another piercing after another piercing, and I'm pretty damn sure they don't really want the piercings. They just want my attention. They want to spend time with me. They want to get to know me. They want something from me that I'm not going to give them. I'm going to give them a piercing is what I'm going to give them. I'm not going to give them anything else. And I don't really mind Klingons, you know, shop groupies, we call them Klingons. I don't really mind Klingons if they're friendly and they don't stay very long, you know, but when people want to come and hang out for like an hour, I have a problem with that. I especially have a problem with it when it's someone who obviously fancies me who I don't fancy in return. Now listen to me, I want to tell you guys straight up that I am a fucked up, shallow son of a bitch, okay? Because I have to admit that if this woman was either attractive or interesting, I probably wouldn't have quite so much of a problem with her hanging around. But the fact is that she's butt ugly, all right? I'm talking about youch! Ow! Ugly, okay? She is a really thoroughly obnoxious individual. Her personality is enough to peel the paint off a car. And she's kind of crazy. Evidence for the crazy is as follows. This is why I put her in the category of stalker and not in the category of Klingon. Now, the other day she bought me like a Magnum, like a, you know, ice pop, which I didn't accept because I didn't want her to feel encouraged by, you know, accepting it. But today, while I was on the phone, she came in for the third time today, and since I was on the phone, I couldn't really talk to her, so she just handed me these pens. These are, you know, highlighter pens. She handed me the pens and then went back out. Thank goodness she didn't stay. But that was her third visit today. And it's not as if during the first two visits we were talking about highlighter pens, and I wasn't highlighting anything while we were talking. So why the fuck did she buy me highlighter pens? It's like my last stalker used to do shit like that. My last stalker once bought me one of those inflatable chairs, ages 0 through 8, with pictures of Winnie the Pooh on it. Another time she came in with like a vinyl album of Supertramp Breakfast in America. No reason. She just thought, I thought you might like this and gave it to me. It was a brand new record. She bought me another brand new record as well. I can't remember which one that was now. And she bought me some greetings cards. And one time she came in, I'm not kidding, fucking sweltering hot summer day, she came in with a half of a mackerel in a plastic carrier bag and said, "Here, I bought you some fish." What the fuck am I supposed to do with half of a fucking fish on a summer day? Anyway, thank goodness that stalker has moved up country now, but now I've got this new stalker. And she keeps on spending money. And she's obviously savvy to the fact that if she doesn't spend money, I don't really want her in here. But she keeps on spending money. Now, am I a prostitute? Because as long as she's spending money, I don't feel I have the right to say, hey, look, you know, don't spend any time in here talking to me because you're creeping me out. I wouldn't actually say that. You know, I would try to put her off in a much more friendly way. Too bad I can't be as blunt as my feelings, because if I could be as blunt as my feelings, I would have said, "Ah!" the second she walked in. But neither here nor there, I'm not quite that blunt. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I tried today to engineer a conversation which made it blatantly clear that she wasn't my type, by talking about the type of women that I couldn't get with, and including her in the group of women. I didn't include her personally, I included characteristics about women which I knew to be true about her. And she tried to negotiate me out of those thoughts. It's not looking promising. I'm going to have to be blunt, and I'm going to have to say, well, like, today she came in and gave me 40 quid for one of my paintings. But she didn't fucking pick the thing up. She said, I'll be back later in the week because I can't really carry that right now because it's too big. Fair enough, it's probably true. She probably couldn't cart it around while she's doing her shopping or whatever. But now I know she's going to come back later in the week. And I don't want her to come back anymore. I want to be left alone. But as long as she keeps spending money in my shop, I can't tell her to fuck off, or can I? What do you guys think?